It's okay. It's okay. Hi, baby. How no? Hey guys. Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. You guys, I have really missed you. Really, really, really much. So, actually, guys, I'm taking my lunch. So, when is today? Today is on 26th of March of April. 26th of April. We're almost closing the month, and you guys, right now we are 1 month. 1 month. 1 month old. The baby is now 1 month old. Oh my god, he looks so precious. So actually, guys, yeah, it has been 1 month and counting. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know where to start, neither do I know where to end. Isko shika pancake, alafu shika maraga, twende tupeleke huko. So actually it's 2 p.m. and it's when I'm taking my lunch. And guys, I'm so grateful, so much grateful to God up to today, because oh my god, I have rested, and I'm so lucky that I even came to this place, because getting a house girl or something, or a nanny here, it has been so easy. Actually, I have a girl who comes to help in with the day-to-day activities. So she comes in the morning by like lunchtime, right now it's 2 p.m. She has just left for like 2 hours. She'll be here at 4 p.m. just to make dinner. She comes in the morning, she does the cleaning, and also she makes our lunch. Right now she has prepared for us pancakes. As you can see here, we are eating pancake and some beans. This is what I'm taking for lunch. And yeah, she just comes. I think I will just give you a video of a day in my life, resting for postpartum. Yeah, even though we have already completed our first month. So I actually took some intentional time to rest, and it can be hard sometimes to relax and give your body rest. Sometimes it is so hard to oh my god, the baby is listening. Baby, sorry. So it can be hard to take out time for yourself to rest. I know sometimes some people don't have even the time to rest, or even they don't have the help they need. So actually for me it has been quite easy, and I am so grateful. So the month is now gone, and I'm not even planning to start working anytime soon. So I'm just relaxing and taking my time until when my body decides that it is time for me like to come back. So otherwise we are still resting, we are still relaxing, and we are enjoying the newborn era. So for my baby, I think I'll just give you a small update about the baby. The baby's doing fine. He is 1 month old right now, 4 weeks and it's counting. So we are almost going for the first clinic, which will be 2 weeks from now. That will be next month, beginning of next month. And yeah, so that is what we are almost doing. And the baby is such a good sleeper. He sleeps during the day, the entire day. He also sleeps the entire night. So yeah, I go to bed. I go we start sleeping in the, like, we sleep during the day obviously, and at night we go to bed at around 11 p.m. and from 11 p.m. he will rest like 3 hours until 2 a.m. That is when he will feed the first feeding at 2 a.m. and he even doesn't open his eyes. He will just like and I will know he's hungry, and I will wake up, make sure I feed him and burp him, because he's such a gassy baby. He has gas, a lot of gas, and that thing really disturbs him. So I make sure that he has fed, the baby is fed, and he burps, and then he goes back to rest until 6 a.m. or 5:36, but most of the time it is usually 6 a.m. From there we will go again to another, we'll have a resting nap until 8 a.m. That is when we wake up for the day. And yeah, just like that, the day for us starts at 8 a.m. We just do nothing all day. That is how my day has been. And yes, from there, our nanny will come and then she will make breakfast. She makes tea, and at times she makes, not at times, every single day she makes for us porridge. I have nimesiaga unga mob sana, so we have like that flour for porridge, and I've mixed a lot of things because this time around I took my postpartum seriously, and I didn't want I just wanted to focus on myself and focus on the baby first and to heal fast. So yeah, and eat well. So I just take porridge and the entire day, and then we eat. That's how we spend most of our days. I think I will vlog about a day in my life with a newborn, and that includes me resting. Yeah, I'll just do a restful day here in my life. So anyway, yeah, the baby is 1 month postpartum, and we are celebrating his 1 month. Yesterday was his birthday. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm doing fine and I'm grateful to God. Actually, I wanted to do like a bath story time. Is it a bath story time or yeah, a bath story time, a labor and delivery story time of how things happen. I have never ever seen birth as simple as this baby's birth. He was born so quickly. I never labored for long, and my labor was not as intense as it usually is because this is my second baby. Obviously, I have experienced labor, but this one, up to today, I'm just so grateful because God wanted me to testify, and actually I'm gonna be testifying about my birth story. So yes, I just think I'll just do it today because why not? Yeah, and I feel like there's no any other time for me to like organize myself and come here and just do a video. So yeah, I just think let's just combine this birth story time today. So actually, a time like this last month, that was on March 25th, 2024, March 25th, 2024, that was the birthday of my baby, and that is when he was born. Today is on 26th, so it means that he's 1 month and 1 day old. So yes, I don't know where to start, but I remember I started my Braxton Hicks. I think if you have done labor or if you have been pregnant once or twice, you already know the false labor, that which people call it Braxton Hicks. I know them because I experienced them even while I was pregnant with Isco, and for this time the Braxton Hicks were as much, and they were intense, and they were coming often and often and often. So a week before I gave birth to a baby, I had a lot of contractions, and those were Braxton Hicks, and they were so tightening. Like when the Braxton Hicks come, you feel like your stomach is a little bit tightened, and it's not down here, it's not on the lower abdomen, it just comes around your tummy, and your tummy starts to tighten. That is how Braxton Hicks feels like. Yeah, if you don't know them. So that is how it all started. I started experiencing the contractions, and my stomach would like tighten and tighten for some minutes, and then it will just relax. So that is how my pregnancy, that is how my labor started. So apparently I had the Braxton Hicks continuously for 2 days without them going back. So I had them, they will come and then they will just stop. They will come and then they will stop. But I was not dilating. And my cervix was so dry. And like I felt like I had not dilated, and I knew that I'm not going to start labor anytime soon because I was still so dry. Like my vajayjay was so dry. And yes, I expected, because this was my second baby again, as I'm saying, I knew that before you go back to labor, like your cervix starts dilating, and then you start becoming like wet, and then you feel like labor, you feel like your tummy or your back will start aching. Yeah, so that at the moment I didn't have any back pain, and my lower abdomen did not have any pain, only the contractions on my stomach. And I knew the day was coming so soon. So I was waiting. The only one sign that I was waiting so that I could have, I knew the only one sign I wanted to have was to start dilating and to start having some discharge, which took time. So for the previous 2 weeks before I gave birth, I was really anticipating because my baby, he came 2 weeks late after his due date. His due date was on date 18, and I ended up having him on 25th. So, and I knew that the baby would actually come even 2 weeks before my due date. That is how you know, yeah, like you know it. So I knew the baby will come 2 weeks before the due date, or a week or so, or even during the due date. So I was estimating 2 weeks from date 18, which was to be around the beginning of March. So I was anticipating for this baby starting from March, when the month of March started. So I knew that the baby will come 2 weeks or even 2 weeks later. So the first 2 weeks I was waiting, but nothing happened. And I knew that this baby will just skip. So after my due date was here, I became just tired, but everything was just as normal until the last 2 days before I received the baby. So I had a lot of Braxton Hicks. Yeah, let's just go quickly. I remember after, now this was on 25th, no, 24th, 23rd. On 23rd of March, this was 2 days before I gave birth. On 23rd of March, I was sleeping at home. I wanted to go to, because my husband was not around, so I wanted to be closer to my family, or closer, to people who know me and who can take care of me. So I went home, and that is where I was during my labor. So actually it started like, I started having contractions. No, I didn't have contractions. I started by seeing some discharge, and I was researching on YouTube and like looking which kind of discharge do you expect. And I saw that I was removing some discharge, and I knew that this one, labor is coming so soon. And then I just came on that day, and I thought that even my water has broken, but no, it was not yet here. So on 24th, the same thing happens. I woke up, I went and checked. I went to the toilet, the same thing. I received a lot of discharge, and I knew that my labor has already started, because what do you expect? I knew that my cervix was dilating, that's why we were having discharge, and I knew that, the baby is like, he's like pushing, he wants to come. So I knew it will be either on 24th or 25th. So on 24th, this was on a Sunday. I kept on removing discharge until I was using a lot of wipes, a lot of tissues. So I was just going to the toilet, coming back, using some wipes, and like waiting. And that day I remember I was having like some contractions on my lower belly, but they were not severe, and I knew that I didn't have like any back pain. So that is what, again, and then I wanted to labor so for a longer time at home, so that when I go to hospital I will not labor for that long. Anyway, these contractions, number one, they were not consistent, and they were not painful. They were just a little bit tightening, and they were not painful. So the next day just came like that. We were already on 25th. So on 25th, I remember from midnight, I was still, the 24th night, I remember I was telling my sister, I will be giving birth. I don't know if it will be today, but I felt it, and my instincts knew that the baby is near and he is here. So I just went to bed, and I was just asking God, okay, if anything happens today, it will just be okay. I'll just leave and go to the hospital. But if not, I know the baby will be coming tomorrow. So my maternal instincts knew that it is today or tomorrow morning. So I went to bed just like that, and yeah, I had a restful night. I remember I didn't have any contractions the entire night. And at 5 a.m., that is when I was going to wake up. And I woke up with some contractions. I felt like a serious contraction, and I knew, oh my God, it's today or it's today or never. I had like a serious contraction at the time. So all in all, we just moved on, and I wanted like to rest first, because I was so sleepy. I don't know how labor comes in and you are so sleepy. Sometimes labor is not unfair, because you get so tired and you feel like I wanted to sleep. So I wanted to sleep because I knew the baby was coming today. So at 5 a.m., I still extended my sleep. I woke up and I saw again discharge was still coming, and my cervix was dilated, and I knew like I was opening up. And I went back to sleep. who am I? Because I went to sleep and immediately I had a dream. I had a dream that I was walking somewhere in West Pokot. I don't know why I just dreamt of somewhere so far that I've never ever gone. So I dreamt that I was somewhere with the Pokot people, with the West Pokot people. I don't know. I just dreamt of that. I don't know how on earth would I even dream of West Pokot? So I dreamt I was somewhere walking and looking for a hospital where to go and to have a baby. So I went to another hospital where I found a lot of women who were giving birth, and these women were just like, they were Turkanas. That is what I can remember. And then it was not like in a real hospital. It was like Kunga's place. That is what I can recall from that dream, because it's long since I dreamt that. So I remember I was just dreaming, and then on the way I met a person. I was asking him, umeona boda boda anywhere so that nikalie niende hosi or something like that, because it was far from going to the hospital. And I woke up just like that from that dream. And I remember, yeah, the dream just ended and I woke up and labor was starting. So it was becoming serious. But again, not that painful really. It just came for like a minute, and then I started timing my contractions, because I knew these were now real contractions, not Braxton Hicks, because zilikuwa zinaenda around from my abdomen, from my lower abdomen, that is here, until my lower back. So they were like tightening my back, my kiuno, what is it called, my waist. So yeah, they started like that. My contractions were like 10 minutes apart, and I knew I need to hurry up and leave the hospital. So I went, took my bag, and I was to go to a big hospital. Wow. Let me just say, I was afraid, maybe because my baby had passed the due date and I knew that this baby will be big. So I wanted to go in a place that I will easily just, in case of anything, I will have the baby. I think I just had fear the last day, because I was thinking of some evil things. I don't know why the devil wants to give you some evil thoughts on your good days. So that day, I remember I wanted really, really much. I woke up and I had already settled on going to a huge hospital, because I knew in case of anything. But I ended up asking myself one thing. Beatrice, you trust in God? You know that God had a promise with you. Like, I had a real promise with God, and God had, like, I felt in my instinct that this labor will be very simple, and I doubted it the last minute. That's when I went home and I wanted to go to a big hospital. But on that fateful day, when I woke up, I asked myself, who is God to me? If God has assured me that this labor, for me, it will be a testimony. I knew that this labor must be a testimony, and it should be a testimony. And I really thank God, because at the moment I just thought of trusting in God, something in me talked. Even when I'm speaking right now, I have goosebumps all over, because I had to trust God or to trust myself. So the thing is, I remembered how Mary gave birth in the Bible, and I just thought that Mary was just on her way to, and she gave birth in a manger, just in a sheep's, where cows are nini. You just know the story of Mary and where Mary gave birth to Jesus. And I asked myself, if Jesus was born in a manger, like, who am I? Who is more special than Mary, who doesn't trust in God, and who just thinks of bad things? I just knew that if Mary gave birth without doctors, I can be, God can still grant me the favor that she granted to Mary. And I had to trust in God, and I just came back home. I knew there was a small hospital here just where I live, and in that hospital they don't actually have like CS. They don't offer like CS services that in case of anything you'll have to be referred to a bigger hospital. And for me, I had to choose trust over doubt. So I chose trust and came back home and went to the small hospital, because I was thinking of myself, you can give birth anywhere. There's nothing that is different giving birth in a big hospital or a small hospital. So came and I went to that small hospital, and that's when I had my bundle of joy. So we were talking about labor. My labor continuously went timing 10 minutes apart, but not that painful. I could handle. They were like, I could breathe through the labor, and then I was trying to remember of the positive things and just focus on what will be the end product. And then I was trying to digress the pain. I was like, I could take in the pain and then think of something else. And I knew that my body was made to do this. And I just settled my mind, like, let me tell you guys and let me advise you. Labor is painful in case, like, I remember, labor is really painful, but it is painful because sometimes we are anxious and then we are scared and then we are not like reassured. So I was reassuring myself that my body was meant to do this. My body can handle this pain. I could easily do this because I was born to do this. If Mary did it, who am I not to do it? And then if God is there, like I was reassuring myself, and my mind was relaxed. So I was trying to relax my mind and then telling, like there's a way you can talk to your mind and like reassure your mind that this is not painful. That is what I'm trying to say. So even if it is painful and your mind is relaxed, so there's nothing like painful like that. Let me just say, if you are relaxed during labor, you will not panic. And when your body panics and when your body realizes that you are anxious and you are scared, the pain will intense. That is exactly what happened while I was giving birth to Isco. My pressure went up. I was scared and I was even asking the doctor, will this pain really come to an end? I was scared with Isco. So I'm trying to compare the two births because I have had a really serious birth pain. And then this one was not painful. So I was trying to to remind myself that I can handle this and it only takes some minutes and it will end. And the contractions are even countable. They're not much. If you ever notice with labor, contractions are not that much. Serious contractions are not like so many. They are countable. I don't think they are even 100 contractions. They are less than 100 contractions. And even for me, they were like 5 or 10. So the serious ones. Anyway, the difference between my labor and Isco's labor, for Isco, I was panicking and I knew that I am going to die. I am just going to die because this pain is crazy and I can't handle it and I'm just going to be dying today, and I couldn't handle it. That is how my labor accelerated, and then my body was tightened, and then I was scared, and then I panicked, and that is how I felt extreme pain. When I was panicking, the pain became even more. When I was scared, the pain became even more. I was even screaming. The labor was just so much for me to handle. So anyway, for this one, like my mind already knew that it is just for some time and my end product, and then God is still helping me, and then I will, I'm capable of doing this if I did it, like there are so many things I was just reassuring myself. And then I was intentionally breathing. If the contractions came, I would breathe through the contractions, like taking like three 3 seconds breathe. I will breathe in, taking some breath, and then I will relax for some time, like 3 seconds of breathing in and then 4 seconds of breathing out. That is what I will do. And then the pain just it went, and then I knew it. The labor actually, the contractions actually takes like 60 seconds or even less than 60, and then it is like I knew everything I had researched, and then I had known from my mind that labor is not painful. So that is what I was telling my mind. And just things happened like that. So I came here from home. I came here at around 8 a.m. from home. And at around 9, I was here. I took a shower. I relaxed. Even as I was laboring, I was just relaxed. I was relaxed and taking my time. Yeah. And when I knew that things were vitu zimefika mwisho, I waited. I called my sister and I asked her to come immediately, and because I'm going to the hospital, and she came. Before she came, I had a couple of contractions. Yeah, and those were what was happening. So I had a couple of contractions. They were so intense, by the way. They were so intense, but because I knew my body could handle, they were like, I will just relax through the contraction. That is what I will do. Yeah, you guys will be seeing my labor and delivery vlog. I recorded a few clips and I'll be combining them, and you will be seeing them after this story time. So from there, I just went to the hospital. I wore my maternity dress, took up my bags, and went immediately to the hospital. We arrived at the hospital at around 10:30, not 10:30, at around 11 a.m. because I was still here waiting for my sister and a couple of things here and there. At 11, we were at the hospital. I remember when we went immediately and the doctor checked me and I was dilated. I was so happy because I had already started dilating, and I knew that I had already labored. So one thing, and then the devil came, because I knew. Actually, my mind was being carried away by evil thoughts. So I was thinking, oh my God, what if I give birth in the evening? So I will labor like for how many hours? Oh my God, I was scared. But the doctor told me that I had opened up, my cervix was opened until 8 centimeters, and I was shocked. I was shocked, completely shocked. 8 to 9 centimeters dilated. Oh my God, I was shocked, and I just came from hospital. I just came from the room, the delivery room, and I went straight to my sister, and I was telling her, do you know, like, nimefunguka hadi 8 centimeters, 8 to 9. And I was like, what? Hadi, when I was giving birth to Isco, I couldn't have opened, like I was opening 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, and I was scared. Sitaifunguka, what was happening? Like I didn't know everything. So for this time, I was even scared. I was shocked. How on earth 8 centimeters na sijaleba na sijauma? Imagine, like sijauma na nimeshafunguka 8 centimeter. Who is God? So I knew this one will take like less than 30 minutes, and I was like telling my sister, kama nimefunguka 8, it's just remaining like 2 centimeters, I gave birth. So like just like that, I was just walking, and for this labor, this time around, I didn't have like the strength to walk around. I think I was tired, or the baby was tired, and I didn't want to walk around. But with Isco, I was running like a mad woman in the hospital. Yeah, so just like that, I was just holding myself like something like of the sort, like this for some time, and then I will go back. If after the contraction, I will relax. That is what happened. And without even knowing, I felt the urge to push. I just went myself and called the doctor. Told the doctor that I think the baby is here. Just went to the bed. This time around, I knew everything step at a time. I felt like the urge to push, and yeah, I just felt like I need to push the baby out. Immediately, I was on the bed while the doctor was trying to induce me or to do what. I pushed the baby like nobody's business, like, oh my God. And then from there, I was tired. Gosh, I was really exhausted. I was like, oh my God, what have I just done? I pushed the baby one. The second push, my sister told me, oh, one day you need to do this. The baby, we have seen the head. I think the hype that she told me, like she has seen the head and the baby is close, I knew I had to do it or never. I went ahead and pushed the baby, and the baby was out. Can you guys imagine that I only labored in the hospital for like 30 minutes, and I was already on the delivery bed? Who is God? You guys, who is God? Who is my God? Oh, who is my God? Let me thank God, because how on earth would labor be easy without God? Like, let me tell you, this thing is serious. If it was written on the Bible and that women will face labor and that women will face pain, like, God is not a liar. He knew it is real pain. If it was just like a small pain, he wouldn't have mentioned in the Bible. Yeah, labor is painful, and that is just something that God, he reassured us, and he told us something. So, and I know if you just believe in God, like, labor will not be hard, because he will just take it away from you. And if you ask for his grace through labor, it will not be painful. That is what I'm reassuring. In case you are pregnant, please trust God. Please do trust God, because labor is easier with God, and he knows it is painful, but he can make you handle the pain easily. So with Isco, I just gave birth like a normal woman, like a kijiji woman, without the presence of God. I never even mentioned ati yaki Mungu sunisaidie. Even during labor and delivery for Isco, I was just off guard. Sikuwa nakumbuka Mungu, and even I didn't even know who is God first in the first place. That's why my labor was so intense with Isco. But this one, I had God, and I was even praying through my contraction and asking God, please God, help me to overcome this, which is pain. Help me help my body to take in this pain, and help me help me through the blood of Jesus, that this baby will come out fine. Like this labor will not take it away from me. Yeah. Praise God. Am I preaching something? And yeah, that's just like that. We had the baby. We received the baby at exactly 12 p.m. midday. Before midday, 11:50 is there. We had the baby. I was checking at the time, and it was already 12. Yeah, so our baby came in so fine. although my baby was tired and he could not like breathe the first like couple of minutes, so he had to be like taken to the oxygen. I was extremely tired, the baby was tired as well. Alikuwa amepupu, he had already pooped in the stomach, so he was tired and he was a big baby. So yeah, they resuscitated him, and then he was in oxygen for like an hour, and then the baby came out. I knew everything was just fine until the baby couldn't nurse because of how tired he was. So he received like a couple of injections just to give him water because he couldn't latch and he didn't want to nurse. So because I guess he was tired, and I was just asking God, if you have done it, I know this is quite a simple one. Please help my baby be able to latch and help him to be able to like drink milk, like latch and then just be fed. And God did it again. The baby was able to latch. Then he was able to like breastfeed, and yeah, we were ready to go home. That is how wondrous God can be. So allow me to thank God even on that in this day. Let me just thank God because God did it for me. I am so grateful. Yeah, I know I can actually thank God in private, but I just wanted to testify here so that you guys can know who is God. Who is God? Because God, as long as you believe in Him, nothing is impossible with God. As long as your faith is, your faith and your belief is strictly on Him, there's nothing that is impossible. That is what happened to me, and my labor and delivery was as smooth as that. It was very, very simple. I received like this baby nilipewa free of charge. I never labored. Hata kama nililabor, I labored the Hebrew way. I believe that was just the Hebrew way. I had like a very, very short labor and not as intense. Or if it was intense, God helped me through that. Yeah, so that was quite a simple one. And the baby's growing up so fast. Oh my God, I can't even believe. Like next month, mtoto ndo huyu 2 months zinaenda. So he's growing up so fast. This baby is just a way of God telling me how much He is faithful and how much you can trust Him. This baby has taught me a lot of things, and even he has been a blessing to us already. He's just a blessing. He's blessed by God. Oh my God, this baby is favored, highly favored. I don't know what to say, but we have seen God through this baby. I have known God, and all those things have just happened, and we are grateful. May God receive the honor. And yes, I know I'm thanking Him in public, but at the same time, I'll just go and thank Him in private, and I've always been grateful. My heart is contented. My mind is I'm just over the moon. Yes, and 1 month postpartum has been so easy, so very, very easy this time around. It has been so easy. I've only had like a couple of like 2 days, probably 2 days ndo nimekasirika in this postpartum. The whole of 1 month, only for 2 days, I think for only a day. Like it's easy for you to fall in. There are those days that are not good during postpartum. If you know. So I've had only 1 day which was rough, and my mind was everywhere. I was like thinking I can't make it. The baby's disturbing. Like I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Yeah, only 1 day in a whole month. So it has been an easy one. The baby's resting, no colics, anything of that kind, because Isco had like severe colics, and he was even diagnosed with colic. And I remember Isco has a long story. I don't know. But Isco had colics and he couldn't sleep. He was just crying all throughout, and he could cry even for 4 hours or even 5 hours non-stop. He could cry, relax a little bit, continue crying, and he would cry painfully. But this time around, we've not had that. And yeah, it's just through the grace of God. We are here and we are grateful. May God bless you. And you will be seeing my next video, which we will just talk about my labor and delivery video, and then we'll just continue from there. I'm grateful for you if you are here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. Please do remember to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.